there's a series of books out there called DragonLance. This is the first in the series. It's Dragons of Autumn Twilight. My copy's pretty old and beat up a bit. I've had it since the 80s, so I don't understand why. It's kicked off a whole series of like 200 books that TSR, now Wizards of the Coast, has put out. That one, the original one, was written by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, who are, as a team, some of the best writers in the fantasy genre you're ever going to find. That one was written mid 80s somewhere. It was written really for a teenage audience, because I think I read it first when I was in like sixth or seventh grade. If you read it, for me, it's kind of nostalgic. So it came out in like 1984. So I guess I do hold it kind of in that zone of I really enjoyed it when I was younger, and I've reread it since then, and I still enjoy it. And some people claim it's got some gender challenges in it, so it's like, does it really have gender challenges? Does it kind of put women in one role and men in another? And it's this big classic role? Maybe a little bit, but it also has women sword fighters. So make your own judgment call on that one. I disagree with that, but I have seen that review a couple times. It is a little bit dated, so there are some references in it that, not really references, but the writing style is a little bit dated. But remember, it's from 1984, and it's 40 years later almost. So it's been around a long time, but it is a great book. The thing I liked about it most when I was a kid, and it still holds true today, is that the writers have crafted it in such a way that the emotion just kind of flies off the page. If somebody's afraid, if somebody's greedy, if someone's vicious, you can really kind of put your head in their head, right? So you really do feel what they feel as they're going through the story. And as characters sweat, you feel like you're sweating. It's just fantastic writing. Um, the thing I really, really, really do like about it is they also tend to bring the funny moments. Like when you watch a Marvel movie, there's always some lighthearted moment where something goes on and Rocket makes a joke, or Captain America jokes about something, or whatever it is. And in DC Comics, it's almost, at least until recently, that wasn't really true. They're always very serious and very dark and very, you had to really think about it, right? The other thing I really like about these books versus some authors in the genre is it's a light read. I mean, I got through it in like 6 or 7 hours. It wasn't something that you have to sit there for days and like take notes to kind of keep track of stuff. George R. R. Martin. Okay, I like some of George R. R. Martin stuff, don't get me wrong. But later in the Game of Thrones series, oh my God, I needed like a notebook and a pen to try to keep track of it all. It was just too hard to keep up with. And if you're looking for something as like a light summer read or a light fall read, it's fantastic. This last time I went through it, I was reading it alongside my son, who's going into seventh grade. He actually liked it, so it holds up for modern audiences. And he's not a kid who would hold back if he didn't like it. He would clearly tell me, and he would end around chapter 2 someplace if he didn't like it very much. So it does hold up for modern audiences. The thing I do really, really like about it is that, so if you're a parent trying to get a kid interested in reading, this is one of those books that you can pick up, read in parallel with your tween or early teen, and actually talk to them about. And it's something you're going to read and kind of enjoy along with them. So it's not something you say, here, kid, go read this, right? And you don't really want to pick it up and you just want to go back to whatever you're doing. This is actually a pretty good book to read, poolside or whatever you want to do with it. So I like it. This copy's been around. This is the Larry Elmore art on the front, but I've had this copy for a long time. You can find it in used bookstores. It's on Kindle, any which way you want to find it to consume it. And it does kick off a huge series that is quite interesting. That's part of the first trilogy, which I'll be doing videos about later. But this particular one is where you start the Dragonlance series, in my opinion. I know there's like some prelude series that kind of predate this, but this was the first one written. This is where I would start the series if I were kind of starting it today. Go there. You will not be disappointed.